Hello there. I'm this is another vlog review, and again my wig and my makeup and the camera and I have this over here trying to put more light on my face so that I don't look more, just trying to make myself look better. And also the hat from the Dr. Sleep vlog. I think I'm going to make a habit of wearing this hat. Looking I was looking for a top hat to wear, but you know what, screw it, I like the fedora. Anyway, this vlog is going to be a double review of the Maleficent movies. Of the first one, released in 2014, and of the sequel, Maleficent 2, released this year, that I saw last week, well, 6 days ago, as of this recording, and I'm reviewing that and this, and I might also make this a commentary on Disney's live-action remake craze. You know what? Obviously, since this is a double review, I'm going to start with the first one, or the first Maleficent, but let's talk about the remakes, the live-action remakes of classic Disney animated movies. Lots of people don't like them, myself included. I've been somewhat kind to some of them because I guess some of them are technically well made, but let's be clear, they are not good movies that should exist. But the ones that I at least appreciate, the ones that go in a very far-flung different direction from the original animated movies, like the first of these, or perhaps the first of the modern age of these live-action Disney animated remakes, the Alice in Wonderland, directed by Tim Burton. Now, this is not a good movie, but at the very least I can give it credit for being so radically different from the original, and even Lewis Carroll's original series of books. It's still not a good movie in its own right, and honestly, Dumbo is probably Tim Burton's most recent remake's probably not what I'd call a good movie either. Even though I also have that one on Blu-ray, I am truly pathetic. I am that much of Tim Burton has me that much in the palm of his hand. I am truly pathetic. But yeah, as much as this one is not very much good, I give it credit and more of a pass than other of the live-action Disney animated movies, because a lot of them are just so much of the very same as the originals. I mean, that remake of Aladdin that was released this year is, some parts of it worked, but it was the exact same movie. And The Lion King, even though I haven't seen that, I can just tell from what I have seen and what other people have seen, or what other people have said, that it's the exact same movie, only devoid of any surprises or anything good, I guess. And but the ones that I can give the most credit for are the ones that go in so much of a different direction than the original. Like like Alice in Wonderland and Dumbo, even though Dumbo is pretty much just okay at best. And of course, Maleficent, which is okay. In the original Disney animated movie, I'm not going to spend that much time talking about it because j- just because. Don't at me. Anyway, Maleficent was the bad guy. In this one, she's the protagonist, and that's a very interesting way to. That's an interesting concept to start your movie with, and obviously Angelina Jolie is great in the role. She is. Well, just look at the cover. You know, she looks the part. She looks great in the costume, and obviously she's going to be able to give a pretty good performance. And and also, she's not as well, let's just talk about the movie itself. First off, you know, there's this thing. Okay, how is it that Tim Burton is connected to so many of these live-action Disney remakes? Because there was actually a rumor that Tim Burton was in some way connected to this. I don't know if he was going to direct it. He might have just been a producer, but Tim Burton was attached to this. And why? What is it with you and what is it with you, Tim Burton? Why do you keep doing this? It's weird. So, where were we? Oh yeah, that's right, Maleficent 2. It's average. I don't have that many nice things to say about it. Angelina Jolie is fantastic. Elle Fanning is pretty good as Aurora. The design and visual effects are somewhat standard, but the designs themselves are interesting enough. The villain Stefan is not really a fan. The rape subtext is pretty damn explicit, or rather Angelina Jolie's acting makes it explicit. I feel like that if you had a lesser actress in terms of skill or for lack of a better word, balls, the metaphor would have been lost. But no, she was really good in that scene. I do kind of wish, or I do feel that scene should have played out a little slower though. Don't rush. Take your time. I mean this movie is less than 100 minutes long. Take your time, please. And yeah, speaking of which, this movie feels rushed pretty much because, okay, the narration, there's kind of a lot of, this movie has kind of a lot of narration, and narration is fine. Narration is a necessary and useful storytelling and exposition technique, but in this movie it's not well done. There's so much narration, and yeah, there are lots of great movies that do have plenty of narration, like Fight Club or Clockwork Orange, but the thing is, it's the main characters narrating the events that are happening to them. It gives us an insight into their characters. The narration is just okay. We find out at the end that it's Aurora, but that does not change the context of anything that happens in this movie. It's just, in this movie the narration is just heavy-handed and unsubtle, and it just reeks of bad storytelling. It's so much of it that should have. There's so much of things that's just exposited to us that should have been communicated through better writing, like acting or more scenes. I mean, why is this 97 minutes long? If you just took your time, this would have been a better movie. But no, they just need to get from, okay, we covered this, so we need to do this now. I mean, Maleficent, take your time. But anyway, this movie, I can also give it props for being subversive. I mean, taking the main villain from Sleeping Beauty, making her the hero, making her misunderstood, giving her nuance, that's all really good. Execution is mixed, but I appreciate the idea and the attempt. But Maleficent, she is the most interesting character in this movie, and that is a good thing. You want your main protagonist to be interesting, but no one else pretty much is. Not even Aurora. She's pretty much just an object of Maleficent's vengeance and change of heart. Aurora basically just exists for Maleficent, and it's done. It can be done poorly when the main character is a man, and this movie proves that it can be done poorly if the main character is a woman or a fairy, or Maleficent, who pretty much retcons her into a fae, which is odd. And also, let's talk about this movie in relation to another movie that was also subversive in its place in it's Frozen. I rewatched Frozen recently because I plan on seeing the Frozen 2 soon, and I'm going to do a double review of that. And this I'm just gonna say, spoilers for both movies. I'm gonna cover this first because it came out first, and it was this movie makes a big deal about, there's an important plot point about true love's kiss, or rather an act of true love that the characters interpret to mean true love's kiss, but it turns out that it's actually meant to be a platonic, rather an act of platonic love, not romantic sexual love, and that was very subversive and very clever for this movie to do, especially for an animated Disney princess movie that, though does manage to be subversive, does need to still has to be part of the Disney princess brand. And Maleficent, I don't know if this was bad timing or if they noticed how well this worked in Frozen and they wanted to copy it here, but they copied it here. Aurora gets cursed, or Maleficent curses her to fall into a deep sleep unless true love's kiss wakes her up. Brenton Thwaites comes along. He may be Maleficent's true love. The fairies make him kiss her, and instead of her waking up, she remains in a sleep. So Maleficent tearfully kisses her goodbye, but that works. Her platonic kiss on the forehead for Aurora wakes her up, but it's not. It doesn't really work as well. Not only because we literally saw this months before, but also because you're pretty much the one that cursed her. But Maleficent is not a terrible movie, like, and in comparison to other live action Disney remakes, this one is probably the most worth watching. But this the nice thing that I can say about Maleficent is that it led to Maleficent 2, which is actually legitimately good. Yeah, Maleficent 2 is good. If you saw Maleficent, liked it, you'll like Maleficent 2. If you liked Maleficent, or if you saw Maleficent, didn't like it, I think you'll better appreciate Maleficent 2. If you hate these live-action Disney remakes, you're probably not going to like Maleficent 2 all that much, but I think that's more because of your bias. Maleficent 2 is legitimately good. The premise is that it's the follow-up. A few years after the first movie, Aurora rules the kingdom from the Moors, the fairy magical forest place that. She's still dating Prince Philip, who was portrayed by Brenton Thwaites in the first one, but does not reprise the role in Maleficent 2. Probably because he's too busy being Robin in what I hear, though have not seen, is his only good role. Or rather the only thing good that he's been in. You gotta feel sorry for Brenton Thwaites. He gets cast in Pirates of the Caribbean and Gods of Egypt, which are big movies, but they're terrible and they don't really help his career. Even Maleficent's isn't good. But anyway, Maleficent, Mistress of Evil. Maleficent, Angelina Jolie is still really good in the role, but before I talk about that, I should probably cover more about the plot. Anyway, Prince Philip proposes to Aurora. Maleficent's not happy about that. She's still pretty much Aurora's mother figure, and his mother is this evil queen portrayed by Michelle Pfeiffer, and that's awesome. Michelle Pfeiffer is great in this movie. Her performance is fantastic, and the character she portrays she is a legitimately good, fun villain. She's so much fun to watch. I think she revels in this role, and I think Michelle Pfeiffer is always great, even even in Dark Shadows. I have this on Blu-ray as well. Am I pathetic? I mean, if there are any Nazis watching this, I mean, I was assigned mail at birth, and look at me. Yeah, fuck Nazis. Anyway, and there's also there's this plot about Michelle Pfeiffer. She wants to get rid of pixies of magical shit for because she lost her brothers. Spoiler alert. This is a vlog. Yeah, of course there are spoilers. I've always spoiled so much. Anyway, and there's also this subplot about Maleficent meeting her kind, other fays, instead of fairies, because this movie retconned Maleficent from a fairy into a fae, which is awkward, and I don't really know why. But there are some the other fays are portrayed by some interesting actors, like Ed Skrein from Deadpool, and I don't remember this actor's name. I've read it on Wikipedia, but I don't have it memorized. He was the black guy from Doctor Sleep, and no, not Doctor Sleep, Doctor Strange, and he portrayed Scar in the live-action Lion King movie, which I didn't see, don't want to see, probably going to see it at some point. Need water. This is ruining my voice. Anyway, Maleficent, Angelina Jolie as Maleficent was great. Michelle Pfeiffer as the Queen, I don't remember her name, but she was great. Not only was the acting great, the character was also well written in the pure evil, fruiting excuse kind of way that not that works here. Ellie Fanning is also good here, though she doesn't really no scratch that. She is good. I don't really have any significant complaints. She's not just someone for to act as Maleficent's moral compass, or she's not there to humanize Maleficent. She has more of her own character now, and the Black Fae, he's good in the role. Ed Skrein, this is when I'm going to start getting to the negative. Ed Skrein is not a bad actor. He's been good in other movies like Deadpool, and he's my preferred Jack and Hagar actor. He was the first Jack and Hagar from Game of Thrones, if you remember. Yeah, he's my preferred version of that. In this movie, though, he has screen presence. But he is not good in this movie. He's not a bad actor in general. He's been good in other things, but in this movie, he's pretty much bad. Sorry, Ed Skrein, I like you, but sorry. The visual effects are, I guess, as good as you'd expect. If the visual effects were impressive enough for you in Maleficent, the first one, I guess they're just as serviceable here. Ed Skrein does have a character arc, though, to work with, so I guess that kind of stops him from being terrible, because I think he could have been terrible here. I think I'm being a little mean to Ed Skrein. Anyway, and there's also some of the minor characters also get arcs. Like there's this tree thing that does feel like it gets character development, and the little fairies that are, one of them was portrayed by Dolores Umbridge. They're not as annoying as they were in the first Maleficent, but they're also, I wasn't a big fan of the fairies, but they're not, I wouldn't say they're good here, but they're fine. One does have a heroic sacrifice, but you know what, forget that. Okay, this is the most interesting part of, well, it's probably going to be the most interesting part of this review, where I talk about the ending. Okay. About midway through the movie where they talk about Maleficent, or rather the Fays rescue Maleficent, bring her to their hideout, she learns about this phoenix that apparently she's the reincarnation of, and blah blah blah. You're not really paying attention because it's not all that interesting, and the middle act kind of drags, and the middle act kind of sucks. But anyway, so at the end, it seems like Maleficent gives her life to save Aurora, and Maleficent dies. And that I was legitimately shocked by that. That was such a rare moment, and it's so. But it's not permanent. She comes back as a phoenix. She like kicks ass. It seems like, well, you probably know that she's not going to like kill Aurora, but there's this thing like from Dragon Ball Z where like the Ozarula, where she has to come to her senses, and you know it's fine. It's not bad. It's not. I don't think it's a Deus Ex Machina because they set it up halfway through the movie, but Maleficent's apparent death was such a rare moment that, I kind of wish they went with it. But what they did works. It's good. It works and it's good. Maleficent 2 improves greatly over the original with more complete characters, less formulaic storytelling, and I guess that's kind of it. Maleficent 2 is pretty much better than Maleficent in every respect. It has more interesting characters. The storytelling is more competent, less reliant on narration, and everything that was good from the original Maleficent, i.e. Angelina Jolie as the character, and the pretty good special effects are all still present and so still good. So whether or not you liked the first one, I think the second one is worth a watch. I hope you liked this video, so please return for when I do my double review of Frozen and Frozen 2. I'm not sure if that's going to be my next vlog. It's probably going to be my next vlog, but I don't know if it's going to be my next video. I'll decide when. I'll know when it happens. So bye bye.